How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now on today's show, we're going to be taking a look at the Premier League game from yesterday. We're going to be taking a look at the Premier League game tonight. And we're also going to be taking a look at the Premier League games over the course of the weekend.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So, like I said, we're going to take a look at the Premier League action over the course of the weekend, the game yesterday and everything else. And it's that time of the year where everything feels very much out of sync. You kind of lose track of days and where you are. And it's probably around about January time that you start to get your bearings again. But yeah, there was a game last night. And this was actually a derby game. I still can't work out why this is a derby. I get the reasoning, but they're so far apart. Crystal Palace against Brighton, and it finished 1-1. Brighton had to equalise very late in the day. Danny Welbeck with a goal. They were better than what they were against Arsenal. A lot more chances and possession and everything else. But derbies are all about bragging rights, and the supporters want to win these games more than anything. But nobody gets the bragging rights because the points are shared, and they're going to have to wait until the next time they face each other to see if one of them gets those bragging rights. It would have been a lovely Christmas present for either one of the fan bases if they would have won the game. But like I said, one apiece and a point apiece. So we move on. Tonight, very interesting game. Aston Villa against Sheffield United. Now, on paper, Aston Villa win this game all day long, very comfortably. Easy 3 points, and they will move to the top of the Premier League. But football has a strange way of throwing up some weird results. Aston Villa at home won every game in about the last 17, I think it is. So when you look at this, kind of game and Sheffield United turning up, you're like, okay, it's another one. But it's also got the potential of being one of those where you scratch your head and go, what on earth happened there? How did Sheffield United get anything out of that? I don't think that Sheffield United will, despite the new manager and everything else. I feel that Aston Villa will win this comfortably. It's a big opportunity with them. Arsenal, Liverpool playing each other, no Man City playing this weekend. Big opportunity for them to, potentially be top of the league at Christmas. And I don't think anyone would have predicted that. But yeah, it's an interesting game, but I do feel that Aston Villa are going to win this one. Moving into the weekend games, like I said, Manchester City are not playing this weekend because of the Club World Cup and everything else. West Ham against Manchester United. Now, this is a very interesting game because West Ham got absolutely hammered, no pun intended, in the Carabao Cup quarter-final against Liverpool on Wednesday night. 5-1. A lot of fans are very dismayed and very annoyed at David Moyes for the team selection that he put out. So when you look at this and you're thinking, well, you rested a lot of your big players, you should be absolutely firing for this one. Manchester United on the back of a, great result for them, 0-0 at Anfield. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Manchester United don't always do well away from home against West Ham. I think that was majority of the time was when it was at Upton Park. But yeah, it's not always been the happiest of hunting grounds, shall we say. So that'd be an interesting game. Tottenham against Everton. Again, another interesting game. Spurs are obviously at home going to want to get those 3 points. But Everton, they're on the back of some superb results in the Premier League. And they've already wiped out that 10-point deduction. And they're absolutely flying. So this is a game that they'll look at and say, we could get something from this. Nottingham Forest against Bournemouth. Of course, Nottingham Forest under new management now. Bournemouth, they've been on a decent run of late as well. Of course, their last game was postponed mid-match because of the whole situation with Tom Lockyer and Luton and everything. So that'd be an interesting game. Fulham against Burnley. Burnley are going to need to start picking up some points and fast. Luton against Newcastle. This should be an interesting game. I've no doubt the faithful will be absolutely on it at Kenilworth Road, for this game because of Tom Lockyer and everything else. And they're going to always, as always, get behind, the players and everything. And Newcastle, yeah, they're kind of mixed bag at the moment, and what they're kind of experiencing and going through. And Kieran Trippier, will he get taken out of the firing line, thrown back in? It's a difficult place to go, Luton, and I think a lot of teams have already showed that it's not easy to go there. So that would be a tough game. And then the big game of the weekend, and I'm not just saying it because I'm an Arsenal fan, but it is Liverpool against Arsenal, one of the big games in the Premier League calendar. And yes, a big game. I'm not going to speak about it too much on here because you can watch my preview later this evening. But it's a big one. It's a big game, and I can't wait for it. And then there's one game on Sunday, Christmas Eve. Really strange putting a game on Christmas Eve, but it is what it is. Like I said, everything's a bit all over the place at the moment. And it's Wolves against Chelsea. Wolves with the home advantage. They're going to want to, get some 3 points in the bag. Chelsea, they've not been great. I know they went through to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, but I just don't see anything with Chelsea. I don't see, some kind of progression there. I don't look at them and I say, I can see it. I can see that, they're gradually starting to do the right things and the way they play, or, what was it, half time of their game against Newcastle in midweek at the Carabao Cup. You went on social media and Pochettino out was trending. So, yeah, they're very much on the cusp of it. It's in a balance with them. They can either put a good performance in or a poor one, and we'll wait and see what happens. So, that is it for the games before Christmas. A lot to decide, a lot to look for. I think it's potentially 3 sides in it that can be top, at Christmas: Arsenal, Liverpool, or Aston Villa. If Aston Villa win and Liverpool and Arsenal draw, they will be top. Even if Aston Villa win and Arsenal win, they will be top. And even if Aston Villa win and Liverpool win, they will be top at Christmas. And then, of course, you're going to see who's in the bottom 3 at Christmas as well. I know it's not a gauge for where you're going to finish, but it's always nice. But we'll wait and see what happens. So there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.